There is always a reason that we select a story for you. It's not, we don't just tell a story just because there's a story I know, because I probably know hundreds and hundreds of stories. But there's a reason that we, in the curriculum that we do for you, that we select a certain kind of story. Now, let me ask you something. How many of you recognize in yourself that at times you have a wish? How many of you have discovered that you do have wishes of some sort?
I want to lose weight.
Okay. Okay, very good. How many of you have had the experience that when you have a wish, it comes true, but you just didn't think it would come true, and now that it has come true, you're not really very happy? Anybody? That you made a wish and you just not, oh, gee, I don't like that. Anybody? You're shaking it. Alejandro shaking it. You, okay. Okay. Well, how many of you are careful before you make a wish that, I don't know if I should make a wish like that. What if it comes true? You know? How many of you have had that kind of a... Okay. Okay. So this whole notion of the way we approach wishes and the power of having wishes, it's a power to it. And what happens to us when we have a wish? And what does a wish do to us? Does the wish take over us? Does it control us? Does it change us? All of those are questions of psychology, right? Actually, one of the jobs of a psychotherapist is to work with you and sort out with you your wishes. Because there's a proverb that says, not everything that we wish for is good for us.
True.
There are so many wishes that is going to be our enemy, that is bad for us. So we've got to become very kind of very expert in what wish not to have and what wish to have. So this story is about this power of wish. And it started with actually with a mother and an 8-year-old son who came to my office. And the mother was going through a divorce situation, so a lot was happening in the family, right? And at the same time, this 8-year-old was growing up. I don't know how many of you have had the experience of children growing up and only thinking about what things they can have. I wanted this, I wanted that, I want this toy, I want that toy, I want this food. I just want, that kind of a thing. And the mother was getting worried about this, that his son is just wanting things. And that day, particular day, they were going to go to a trip. And it was a time for this boy to tell the people to give him some gifts. And he said to me, yeah, I want this toy and this game and this game. And he just had a whole lot of wishes like that. And the mother turned around and said, you know what, it really pains me very much. My son, all he cares about is just material things. Nothing more than that. Could you teach him something about, and he doesn't know anything about God, about prayers, nothing goes further than just the stuff around him. Could you teach him something about that? Because, by the way, one of my expertise as a psychotherapist is integration of psychology and spirituality. For me, these two worlds need to work together in order to lift a person. It's like two wings. You're going to have two wings to fly. So these are the two wings. So I work in that. I do a lot of research on that and exploration and work in that. So I find out what works and what doesn't work. So I thought this is an 8-year-old. I'm not going to lecture at him. So I'm going to have to come up with a story. So I said to him, I'm going to tell you a story. Because he wasn't very engaged anyway. Like, he was in his own world. So I said, you want to hear a story? And he said, yes. Because now his mom has told me, teach him, and he could hear it. I said, one day, there was an old couple, really old, poor couple, who lived in a village far away. One night, they hear a knock at their door, late at night before they go to bed, and they had very little themselves to eat. So then when they opened the door, and I'm sure those of you who are hearing me saying the story, you probably say every time I say it, it's different. Because the reason it's different is because you guys who are sitting here, believe it or not, you changed the story in my head. You do. Because the way you look at me, the way your eyes are, the way your smile is like, it has an effect, so it's an interaction. So the old woman opens the door and she sees three leprechauns at the door. You guys know what's a leprechaun? So they said, can we come in? It's so cold outside, and we're so hungry, and we're so thirsty, and we really don't have a refuge. Can you let us in? And the woman looks at her old husband over there, and he smiles, and she says, come in. So they come in. They said, we're really very hungry. So the woman had something very small, some leftover dry bread or whatever it was, and she just gave whatever they had. So they ate it, and they were so happy, and so the leprechauns ate it. They thought, oh, these people are so generous and kind, even though they don't know anything themselves, they're poor, but they have a big heart. They felt very grateful and very happy and very, just their spirit rose. And they wanted to give them a reward. And they said, we like to give you 3 choices. Whatever you ask for is going to be fulfilled. Because you've been so generous and kind. The fact that you're poor, but you're really rich. Because poor and rich is not about how much you have, it's how much are you willing to share. Right? There's a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they're very poor because they hold on to it. There are people who have very little, but they want to share. They're generous. So the minute they said, we're going to give you 3 wishes, the woman heard that and she thought, oh my goodness, 3 wishes. And she was feeling what? Happy, excited, and she wanted to give her one of the wishes. And she said, I know what I want. I want a hot dog. Because she was very hungry. And whoop, there was a hot dog on the table.
Oh my God.
The husband looked at the hot dog and he thought, what?
I want to.
She wasted one of the 3 wishes you could have on the hot dog? And he felt mad. And he didn't know what to do with his madness, and he blurted out, he said, I wish that hot dog sticks on your nose. Now he's got a wife with a hot dog nose. And he's looking at her. And he's thinking, what? Oh no, how am I going to take her to the village? How am I going to go walk with her in the street? How am I going to go to the family gatherings with this hot dog nose wife? And he's feeling
Scared.
sad, what else? Scared, what else? Anxious, what else? Remorse and? Exactly, and he wants to wish it away, and he says, oh please, my 3rd wish, take the hot dog off of my wife's nose. And yes it is, the wife is back to normal.
So all the wishes are gone now?
Exactly. Now the question is, what in the world was the reason for the wife to go ahead and ask for a hot dog?
She was really hungry.
Huh?
She was really hungry.
She was really hungry. Very good. What else? What else?
She always wanted to have a hot dog.
She always wanted to have a hot dog. Okay.
It was the first thing that she thought of, and she just said it.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't think twice before wishing.
Exactly. That means when we through our lives we think about what we wish for, we have a chance to go back and forth and say, do I really want this? Do I want this? Or what would happen if I have something like that? What would happen if I have a lot of money? What would happen if I have a lot of power? What would happen if I have 5 sisters? What would happen if I have whatever it is that we are asking for. We're going to have to kind of be able to see the sequence of what happens to us when we say we want something. The other thing is, what do we do when we pray? What is one of the things that happens when we pray?
We ask for stuff.
We ask for things, exactly. What else we do when we pray?
We thank for the things that we've got.
What?
We thank.
We thank for the things that we have. Okay, so basically we basically sort out our priorities, things which are important to us. Our values become a lot more clear to us, right? What are our values? What do we care about? What is important to us? What is not important to us? We get to, as we pray, we get to know who? Ourselves, exactly. And even though is the conversation with God, but in essence, we get to know our own heart, our own self. And something happens to us in our brain, actually, when we pray for something. So I told this little boy, I said, so this woman, she basically wasted her 3 wishes on a hot dog wish. Then I asked him, I said, can you think of a wish that you can make that is not a hot dog wish? So you guys can tell me, what are some of the things that comes to mind which is not a hot dog wish? What could be some wish?
Meaning they're not wasteful.
Very good. That could be one of the things that you might be translating that. You can speak up. It's okay.
Speak up, bro.
I
Speak
like for
up,
you guys
bro.
to be friends and to be okay with each other, and then to share in friendship.
Come on.
So,
I have nothing to say.
huh?
I have nothing to say.
Okay, that you have nothing. That's all right. So, what would you come to your mind which is not a hot dog wish? By this story that I told you, you have some sense of what do we mean by a hot dog wish? Give me one thing that is not a hot dog wish. Any ideas?
Wishing for all your mortgages to be paid off.
Huh?
Wishing for all your mortgages to be paid off.
Wishing for all your mortgages be paid off. Okay, that you think that's not a hot dog wish. Okay. Anybody else got something to? You notice in our gathering here, we don't generally work on things which is right or wrong, but rather diversity of ideas and thoughts. So I won't worry about being wrong, but there's really wrong or right. It is very rarely that is something that we worry about. We want to know what are some of the diversity of ideas. So,
Wishing for college tuition to be out of the way.
okay, wishing for college tuition be out of the way. You think that's not a hot dog wish? Anybody else has got yes?
Wishing to know a lot of languages, like to be fluent.
Wishing to know a lot of languages, to be able to speak multiple languages.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else that you come? Yes?
Finding the cure to different diseases.
Alejandro says, finding a cure to different diseases. Very interesting. Is that a hot dog wish? No? Okay, so anybody else got a wish which is not in their mind? Yes?
Wishing never to like miss out on anything.
Wishing what?
Wishing like meaning like love, like wishing that you always have love in your life.
Wishing that you always have love in your life.
You
To
do
be
always
loved
love.
and... I'm
You gotta
sorry?
love yourself.
Some people don't have love.
That is so true. And what do you understand of love? Of course, too. I mean, some people think love is giving them whatever they want. That somebody loves them by giving them whatever they want. Some people think, no, love is something that is much different than that. So that itself is a mystery. What is love? You say, no, you don't love me, you mean what? So wishing that we be loved and we can love others. Okay, very good. What else is something that is not a hot dog wish? Yes.
Wishing to be healthy and also your family to be healthy.
Wishing to be healthy and your family to be healthy. Okay, very good, interesting. So what else comes to your mind when you think a wish that is not a hot dog wish?
Parpay.
I'm sorry?
No, I was joking.
Okay, that's all right. What else? Anybody else? Any more?
Wishing to be successful.
Wishing to be
Successful.
and then that depends on what is success, right?
Yeah. Success to be money.
Okay. Okay. So I was very surprised. You know what he said to me when I told him, I said, this 8-year-old, I said, can you give me something which is not a hot dog wish? He said, education. I said, wow, I was very surprised. His mother was very surprised. And then he said, world peace. I said, wow, this is amazing. It just takes, all it takes is just one story, and this little boy that was very, engulfed in his own material things. All of a sudden he's thinking of world peace, or thinking of education. And that's how we start opening up our horizon. Now, there's something very unique about those wishes that you mentioned. It is not a hot dog wish. I'm wondering if you see a commonality among all of them. Wishing for health, wishing to love and to be loved, wishing to, what was it, another thing?
Successful.
To be successful.
College tuition.
College
Mortgage bills.
tuition.
To know many
To know many languages.
languages.
There's something there's some common aspect to these wishes. Can anyone tell me what it is?
Is it that they're all beneficial to ourselves? To ourselves and others?
And others.
Selfish acts.
Exactly. They are all beneficial not just to ourselves, but to others. That means that we are not only thinking about ourselves. And that is really one of the qualities that makes us unique in the whole creation as human beings. That we are about each other, not just about ourselves. And therefore, we're not going to make hot dog wishes and waste our wishes only on things that just we eat it and then we go to the bathroom. That's it. Yeah, that's what it is, right? I mean, maybe a little bit of growth, but next day you have to, again, you're hungry and you have to eat again. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a prayer, a very small prayer, short prayer, that I know it, I have known it from heart. I know it in Persian, I know it in English. And I teach it to children. And I say it myself, because there are certain things in it. So I want for you to tell me if there are any hot dog wishes in it, okay? It says, oh God, guide me. Is there a hot dog in there so far? Guide me, okay? Protect me. Is there a hot dog wish in there? To protect me. Who could be my worst enemy, by the way? Huh? Huh?
Yourself.
Myself. Because I'm the one who goes along with me anywhere I go. I cannot ever have a break from my own self. And I'm the one who makes the wishes for me, and I'm the one who makes those wishes basically happening. So the chances of me being my worst enemy is a lot more than anybody else in the whole world, right? So, oh God, guide me, protect me from who? From myself, for the first one. I'm not going to be worried about others, but myself. So, oh God, guide me, protect me, make of me a shining lamp. What kind of a wish is that? What does that mean? Make of me a shining lamp.
Successful.
Huh?
Successful.
To be successful, what else?
You can guide others.
I'm going to have to ask you something special, and it's going to be hard. And that means, when I'm interacting with you in the class, then you're going to be interacting with me. But if you turn around and interact with him, then what would be that?
Disrespect.
Why?
Because I'm not giving you the attention.
Exactly, because I want to be able to not only respect you, but also love you, but also admire you, also find all the strengths that are in you, all the qualities that are gems. And so I want you to shine. So I will take the trouble and come and correct you, so you always shine. And that means when you're in a gathering, interact with the person who is there. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Okay, so, where was I?
Make of me a shining
Make of me a shining. See what happens to me? Yes. What does that happen? What happened? What does it mean? What kind of wish is that? Make of me a shining lamp. What does it mean? I turn into a lamp and then be shining?
that you guide others.
very good that I guide others. You know, in the ancient times, what did people use to guide themselves in the wilderness?
The stars.
The stars, exactly. Make of me a shining lamp or a star. We want to be a star and a light in the life of not our own selves, but others. That's why you go tell the story to your little sister, right? But the context was not right. She was not ready.
Keyvan,
Yes.
8 minutes.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna
I
have.
have a couple announcements.
Thank you. Yes, I'm gonna finish.
Okay.
So, make of me a shining lamp. Thou art the mighty and powerful. That's it. That's the end of the prayer. So, next time we're going to work on this, but I want you to practice and see how much of this story you remember. Find somebody who tell them the story, but please make sure that you have a right context. Go find a kid, because they're a lot easier to tell a story. Take them for a walk and tell them the story, and come back and share. Is that good?
I like how you ask questions in the beginning. Like, have you ever had, like, what type of wishes do you have? I think that set like a good context. So I'm gonna try that.
Okay, Natalie,
Yeah.
take it from there.